When the system shuts down, madness begins.
Oh my God. When power starves the people, it starves itself.
Day 29, Ground Zero, in theaters now.
They said it couldn't happen here. They said America would never see breadlines again. They were wrong. Day 29 of the Democrat-engineered snap shutdown has 42 million Americans staring at empty refrigerators. Major retailers are boarding up windows. Police departments report organized looting threats spreading on social media. Flash mob thefts are overwhelming security. What started as a budget standoff has morphed into something much darker, a deliberate attack on America's most vulnerable. Now, the establishment media won't show you the chaos erupting in grocery stores. They won't tell you about the coordinated theft rings forming in urban centers. But we've got the footage that they're hiding. We have the truth that they're burying. And Mark Vargas is about to break it all down. And when government food programs fail and looting threatens your neighborhood stores, there's only one thing that matters: being prepared. That's why I've partnered with My Patriot Supply to bring you the ultimate insurance policy against chaos. Their 3-month emergency food kit feeds your entire family when shelves are stripped bare by desperate mobs. 25-year shelf life, 2,000 calories a day, real food that actually tastes good. No MSG, no junk, just nutrition when society breaks down. And right now you can save $100 at preparewithgary.com. Look at what's happening. SNAP benefits are gone, stores being ransacked, families going hungry. This is not fear-mongering. This is reality. So don't wait for the government to save you. They created this mess. Visit preparewithgary.com today and protect your family before the looters reach your neighborhood. You'll find it linked in the description. Now, I sat down with Mark Vargas today to discuss what is going on in the country. And I'm going to get to his reaction on the EBT riots that are about to happen. SNAP funds vanishing. Viral videos show people bragging about looting. Watch this. Listen to this. As the shutdown cuts EBT benefits, we're seeing shocking videos of people actually preparing to riot and loot across America. This woman here actually bragged about stealing her Thanksgiving dinner. Listen to this.
Food stamps right before Thanksgiving. Trump cutting off food stamps right before Thanksgiving, bad and all, but my people ran out of stores. With the cart full, I bet it's going to be some turkey on my plate. Ham, mashed potatoes, greens, dressing. It's going to all be there. Don't worry about it. Trump cutting off
Mark, okay, these videos are everywhere. Is this what Democrat shutdown has unleashed?
Yeah, the Democrat shutdown, they want violence. The D for Democrat Party stands for destruction and death. Let's not forget that the Democrats are the ones that continue to keep this government shut down over one issue and one issue alone: providing free health care for illegal aliens. So money that could have been provided for this woman or other women, for their families, for their children, for maternal health, and predominantly black communities that have a high infant mortality rate in like Chicago, that money is being pulled away so that $2.5 billion in Illinois, for example, can line the pockets and provide free health care for illegal aliens. Democrats want death. They want destruction. They want violence and anarchy on the streets. Gary, let me read this to you real quick. Look, these are Democratic members of Congress. I'll provide just a couple of these quotes. Democrat Whip Katherine Clark: "Of course there will be families that are going to suffer, but it is one of the few leverages that we have." Senator Chuck Schumer: "Every day gets better for us." Senator Bernie Sanders, lastly: "If you reopen the government, we lose all of their leverage." So they're using 42 million Americans as leverage, as political leverage, to keep the government shut down because the Republicans and President Donald Trump refuse to add funding in the U.S. budget to provide free health care for illegal aliens. This is all on purpose.
It's all on purpose. And Mark also reacting to CNN, strangely, actually pushing back on a Democrat on their narrative. Watch this. Anchor. Now, Mark, even CNN is admitting the truth about Democrats starving children. I think when you lose CNN, you've lost the plot. Watch this explosive exchange between Representative Stansbury and CNN's anchor.
Solution. Should the Democratic senators from New Mexico, your home state, vote to open the government so that these SNAP funds are not at risk?
Let me be clear. The administration is choosing to starve American children with money that they already have appropriated.
I'm not applauding
this
I'm not applauding their
by
tactics.
The White House.
Well,
this is a choice by the White House.
This
they
is
are
also,
choosing
Congresswoman,
to
this
cut
is
off
also a
food
choice
assistance.
by Senate Democrats
No,
to
it
not
is
vote to
not.
open the government. Yes, it is.
This
I understand
Senate-
why they're doing it. They're doing it because they want Medicaid funds restored. They're doing it because they want Obamacare premiums to be extended past the end of the year. I understand the reasoning.
Sir, let me just be clear. The money for contingency plans is sitting there. That is why the states are suing. The White House is withholding funds from
2 to 3
children
weeks worth
to
of
have
SNAP funds.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it may not be a big deal to you, but let me
It is
tell
a big
you
deal
that
to
for
me.
the grandparents, for grandparents
big deal
that
to me.
literally are feeding their children,
My point
to
is that
not
it's a
have
short-term
money
solution.
in those accounts.
It's
it
a
doesn't
short-term-
matter. At the end of the day, people need to be able to feed their families, and Saturday is when those funds
If you
run
feel
out,
so
and
strongly,
we are fighting to
Congresswoman,
get
why
that
not
funding.
ask the Senate Democrats from New Mexico to vote to open the government so that the SNAP funds...
Sir, I am here in the House of Representatives. It is shut down. I am fighting to get the government reopened. I am fighting to get funding put back into SNAP that is already existent, and I am fighting for the American people. I am here. But show me a single Republican that is here. Not a single one is here to make sure that Americans are fed on Saturday. That is why I am here.
Democratic Congresswoman Melanie Stansbury from New Mexico. Should the Democrats...
Okay, so there's another quote for you, Mark. And now you have CNN clearly pushing back on the narrative. I know families here in Illinois, they've already reached out to me and said, Gary, what can we do? I said, well, you need to get Tricky Dick Durbin. You need to get Tammy Duckworth. You need to put pressure on them to flip their vote. So what when you see this here with CNN now pushing back, what does this tell you?
I mean, the Democratic Party is imploding. Gary, I can show your viewers right here. This is a list of quotes of Democratic legislators that are praising the shutdown and calling it leverage. This is a good thing for us. Let's watch our polls go up. The Democrats never cared about these families that this Congresswoman's talking about, these children and young families. How do we know this? Because they've done nothing to secure our cities, major cities, Democratic-controlled cities. They don't care about families. They care about trying to score political points and, more importantly, appease the far left, like the George Soros types, the progressive liberals who have fallen so far off the reservation that they no longer align with the Democratic Party. That's who today's Democratic Party is. They're the Democratic Party of lawlessness, of death and destruction and crime, and they're using children and families as political leverage. President Trump has said, we'll talk, but Democrats have to come to the table. Democrats refuse to come to the table because they're too busy parading around on national television that this is a good thing for us.
Now, Mark, even CNN is certainly not a good thing. We also have Mark's reaction to the breaking point that's happening right now. Democrats admitting with border heroes on trial, EBT riots spreading, Democrats admitting that there's starving kids. Is this the breaking point?
I certainly hope so. I do think it's the breaking point, and we're going to see that here in the next several days when 42 million Americans lose their SNAP benefits. We'll see this again as the ACA signing up for ACA, and you've got 24 million Americans who aren't going to get the government subsidies or tax breaks for their health insurance. And this is all because of the Democrats' unwillingness to support law-abiding citizens, and instead they're willing to shut down the government, applaud themselves, pat themselves on the back for shutting down the government, and go on national television applauding their move to shut down the government. Why? Because they've placed illegal aliens over everyday law-abiding citizens. It's a shame, and they're going to see the real pain at the polls during the midterm elections.
Mark, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
With Mark Vargas dropping some serious truth and someone getting some serious truth herself, we're finding out this. Jasmine Crockett says Trump and Republicans are disrespecting federal workers.
They are disrespecting all federal workers in this moment. So is it a surprise to me when they're not getting paid that they could care less? Absolutely not. They found money for ICE, but they act like they can't find money for anybody else. They are disrespecting all federal workers in this.
Disrespecting federal workers. The U.S. Senate voting to terminate President Trump's tariffs on Canada. This is in for Republicans who voted to stop Trump's tariffs right here. The EBT riots on the horizon. And we have this from the House Republicans calling out Whip Clark. Listen to your constituents. They're fed up with you using political gain, using good people for your own political gain. You're using it. You're using people and you know it. You're dishonest. Stop it. One of our constituents.
For Katherine Clark, I'm one of your constituents. I don't know how you can tell these lies to people. I don't know how you can exploit people. I don't know how you can use people, good people, children, elderly people, people with disabilities for your own political gain. Not for the people's good, not for the people's sake, for your own sake. You're lying to people and you know it. You are using people and you know it. You are dishonest and you know it. Stop it. Stop it. Katherine Clark, I'm one of your constituents.
That's just one of her constituents who is fed up. And Chuck Schumer, snapping when pressed on the snap lies and the shutdown math. Lindell TV reporter Ellison Steinberg asked, if the USDA fund doesn't cover a full month of SNAP, why pretend it solves the shutdown? Ooh, smoked.
Not cost $5.
Irrespective of the dispute on whether USDA contingency funds can be used for SNAP benefits.
It is not, wait a minute, excuse me. It is not a dispute. It is fact they can use it, and the Republicans say it.
Okay, but there's, only 5 or 6 billion, and it's not cost $8 billion monthly just to administer. I mean, if anything, it would only last a couple
It does not cost 5 or 6 billion to administer. There's enough money to start feeding people right away. 6 billion's a lot of money, and they're using it for other things. 20 billion for Argentina, hundreds of millions for Kristi Noem's plane. Who are we kidding here? The bottom line is they can fund it just as in 2019, just as in other shutdowns, for a long period of time.
And they also, if the contingency fund, which is $6 billion, which gets you nearly a month, 3 weeks, runs out, then they can pass Senator Lujan or Senator Hawley's bill, both of which we support. We know that there'll be 60 votes for that. Why aren't they calling it up? They're not calling it up because the House isn't here to pass it. That's the way it works. The House would have to come here. They probably would have to vote on the Epstein files, but they're choosing to let kids go hungry instead of having to vote on the Epstein files. There's no doubt about it. They have been out for 6 weeks on vacation.
Just think, if they have all this money for Argentina and all this money for other things, they have enough money to keep funding SNAP, and they know it. And I just want to say what Lujan said. Johnson just lies. He lied about on immigration, on the undocumented. He's lying about this. He just outright lies, plain and simple. It is not illegal, and his own president has done it.
Wow, Allison Steinberg for the win on that one. Well done. Here's Secretary Kennedy talking about what parents are facing right now.
Across our country, millions of Americans struggle to afford essential medicines. Families are rationing prescriptions, seniors are skipping doses, and parents are facing heartbreaking choices between paying for medication or putting food on their tables. This is not acceptable in the United States of America. But
it's acceptable for the Democrats to continue. Here's a TikToker says security guards at stores must let people steal food.
And the good some, and I just want to come on here and say to you people that be standing in front of the stores and the Good Samaritans and all of that, when November 1st come, and if they don't uplift this shutdown for these SNAP benefits, I'm gonna need y'all to mind y'all business. Please mind y'all business. Those people, they trying to feed their kids, and they trying to go home and just feed their kids. And I would I would hate for you to not be able to make it back to your family and for you to not be able to make it back home because you trying to save these billionaire companies, you hear me, of their funds when they actually have insurance on every box of macaroni in there. So just mind your business and go on. And if you gonna be a good Samaritan and you gonna stand there and you gonna pay and you gonna do all of that, do your part. Do your part. But for those that are out there trying to do what the fuck they gotta do, please leave them people alone and let them take that food back to their kids. Let them take that meal back to their kids. Let them feed their kids. Let them feed their husbands and their fathers and their mothers, and all that shit don't have nothing to do with you. Because when all this shit is over, you either will be here or you won't. I'ma just say that. Either you gonna make it out or you won't. Because people are not gonna let you come in between their kids' next meal. Who the fuck are you?
Oh my.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yep. So she's saying, look the other way, or else you may not exist anymore. Here is the 2025 EBT riot map, just posted. You can see where the riots will be concentrated across the country. You can see, obviously, the blue. And the rest of the country is black, but it might as well be red. Here is the DGX store. The preparation has begun for the riots.
To cover the stores. I'm here outside of the downtown Dollar General store located at 166 South High Street, where plywood boards have gone up to cover the store's doors and windows. Now, the store is open, contrary to its appearance, and the store manager said yesterday that the company actually sent someone to board up the entryways out of what they say is concern for potential looting and theft come November 1st, this Saturday, when SNAP benefits could end for nearly 180,000 people in just Franklin County and millions more across the country. An official with Dollar General, who would not clarify his name for the dispatch, did tell us yesterday that it was not the company itself who made the decision, but rather that they were advised by what he called a security group overseeing the city of Columbus to do this protective measure. The official would not elaborate on which security group he was referencing. The dispatch reached out to Columbus Police, who did not respond to our request for comment, but the Department of Public Safety and Safer Columbus both said they were uninvolved in the decision and had no further information on what happened.
They're already getting ready to board up the stores. That's Columbus, Ohio. Things just got worse for Chuck Schumer. A member of his own party just turned on him and demands he reopen government. Josh Gottheimer, Democrat from New Jersey.
Thune has offered. Well, I think we actually, it doesn't solve the health insurance problem, the premium problem. I think what's a very fair deal and is open the government and let's just vote on extending these premiums for a year or more. Well, I don't understand what's so hard about that. And by the way, Senator Thune has offered that, I believe. He said we'll have he offered up a vote that we can actually have a vote on extending these premiums. I think when put to it, you're going to see Democrat and Republicans, senators and congressmen and women want to vote for that. Why would you not want to vote to extend help with these tax credits, get premiums down for people? People are getting hurt right now in their pocketbooks. Yep. They're really need help. So why not give them some help?
All right,
So one Democrat breaking ranks saying reopen the government. Now, I had a conversation with Mark Dice about this through text message, and he thinks that the Democrats are going to bend, and they are going to not let the shutdown affect November 1st. I personally disagree. I think that they want the chaos. They want the riots. They want the Walmarts to be raided because they can turn around and they can say, look what Donald Trump did. Just like during the Summer of Love, right? They let the cities burn, and then they blamed Trump. So I think we're going to see a repeat of that potentially if all of these threats we're seeing on social media come to fruition. And there's quite a few of them. We've been documenting them for days and days and days here. And now stores are already preparing. You may have seen our fake movie trailer the other day. Shaniqua's Loot. Well, there's another excuse me, movie trailer someone made, similar to this.
This fall,
Card declined.
the system we rely on just went silent.
Something's wrong with the car. It ain't working nowhere.
EBT funds are gone.
They cut us off.
When the help stops, people stop caring.
We ain't got nothing left. They put no money on it. None. You hear me? It's empty.
One voice will spread the fear,
They cut it off. Tell everybody.
and a city will burn with hunger. EBT down.
EBT Down, the movie, coming this weekend. You gotta love AI-generated movie trailers. I certainly do. Here's leader John Thune exposing Democrat leaders in their own words.
Who said every day at what's been said by some of the Democrat leadership here just in the last few days since the government actually shut down. That, of course, is the Democrat leader, Senator Schumer, who said every day gets better for us, commenting about the government shutdown. And my simple observation is, better for who? For you? Because you think you're winning politically? What about the air traffic controllers? What about the TSA agents? What about the American troops? What about our Border Patrol agents? What about the people who work in this building? What about the 40 million Americans that are going to not get SNAP benefits starting on Saturday if the government doesn't open up? But every day gets better, according to Senator Schumer. And then, of course, this last week, there was the House Democrat whip who said, of course, there will be families that are going to suffer, but it is one of the few leverage times we have. Of course, there are families that are going to suffer. Yeah, true. But doesn't matter because we got leverage. Then, of course, we have a third one here, one of our colleagues here in the Senate, the senator from Delaware, who said this in an interview: frankly, this is our only moment of leverage. And although a very unpleasant tool to use. Yeah, it's unpleasant. It's unpleasant unless you're a Democrat who thinks that this gives you a moment of leverage.
And that's exactly what it is, a moment of leverage that they are using. And they're using 42 million Americans. Here's a TikToker says she's going to be robbing and stealing from stores if SNAP benefits are paused, and threatens to hurt security if they try to stop her.
Walking out with cars. I'm going to tell y'all straight up like this. I just got that text that the link is definitely cut the fuck off for November. Y'all better stay the fuck out of my way in these stores. I'm walking out with carts and I'm not paying for shit. Trump, if you want motherfuckers start looting, it's gonna happen. Before my kids go broke in this bitch like Jock, I'm gonna be stealing like it ain't no tomorrow. I am going to go in that store.
Someone get a translator. I need a translator on this.
Or get everything I get regularly. I'm going to bag my shit up, swipe my link card. As soon as that bitch say, ain't no pending balance on there, I'm going to walk the fuck out. And I'm going to have one of my cousins with me that'll punch your ass so hard, you going to think a Jet 2 holiday hit your bitch ass if you think I ain't finna walk out that stuff. And please follow me to that motherfucking car if you feeling motherfucking froggy, bitch. You ain't going to make it back to your motherfucking position at that fucking Walmart store. I'm telling you. You want to take some link? Like, I don't be taking shit already. Watch this. It's okay. I'm going to tell y'all straight up like this.
Watch this. Catch me outside. How about that? It's going down, folks. Buckle up. This weekend's going to be lit. Here is the Maverick approach. Update. Is the SNAP benefits program one big scam for a bigger plan? I mean, why else would big corporations fund the No Kings protests and lay off thousands of people before the holidays? 2 words, digital ID? Okay, this is a new one. Let's listen.
Benefit program. So over 40 million people are about to lose their SNAP benefits on November 1st due to the government shutdown. But Why does this feel like a setup? Now let me slow walk you through this whole situation, starting with Walmart, because people are saying on the 1st they're going to raid Walmart because they don't have food stamps. Now keep in mind, Walmart makes over $3 billion a year on the SNAP benefit program, which is 25% of the entire program annually, which is pretty interesting being that they are one of the sponsors for the No Kings protests, in which other globalists were actually funding the No Kings protests like Ford, the Rockefeller Foundation, George Soros, just to name a few. But Walmart makes over $600 billion, so $3 billion is a drop in the bucket. So who really benefits and what's really going on? I mean, not only it's about money, which it is, because Walmart lost over $20 billion over the last 5 days, which could be a great opportunity for insiders to buy a cheaper stock. But it's about power and control as well. Could it be that all these corporations, big tech, billionaires want to induce civil unrest to implement a digital ID? Because out of chaos comes order. I mean, you have Bill Gates and Larry Ellison all pushing for a digital ID, in which right now is a New World Order situation in the UK, in which their problems is based on immigration, which easily can be induced to implement a digital ID. And guess which group has 60% of their group on SNAP benefits? Immigrants. Immigrants do, and they know this, so it seems like we're being played from both sides. I mean, it would be kind of crazy companies like Amazon plan to lay off over 500,000 jobs over the next 5 years due to AI automation, crushing the middle class, causing civil unrest. Not to mention, UPS just cut 48,000 jobs today. So the question is all this orchestrated so we're worrying about SNAP benefits and immigration being separated, black, white, all while they're building a New World Order situation for us? Could be. All the while, we still don't have an Epstein list, which is probably a distraction on top of a distraction at this point. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube for more info, but what do you guys think about all this? Let me know below. So
I'll let
over
you know
40
right
million.
now, I don't know. I think you're reaching there, personally. I mean, a lot of the stuff he said was totally true about what's happening in the UK with the digital ID, but I'm having a difficult time trying to draw a direct line to the SNAP benefits drying up here in the United States based on the shutdown and connecting it to a digital ID. So I appreciate the insight, but I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys have more reaction in the comments. We can talk about this. So here's another recipient who is about to have her SNAP benefits dry up.
Get my stamps for next. Because of the government shutdown, now I can't get my stamps for next month. How am I feed my 7 kids? I have 7 different baby daddies, and none of them no good for me. It's the taxpayers' jobs to make sure this happen. So taxpayers, y'all out there, I need y'all to make this happen next month.
Wait.
Because of the government shutdown, now I can't get my stamps for next month. How am I feed my 7 kids? I have 7 different baby daddies, and
7 kids with 7 different baby daddy. Okay.
None of them no good for me. It's the taxpayers' jobs to make sure this happen. So taxpayers, y'all out there, I need y'all to make this happen next month.
Because all you taxpayers out there, I need you to make this happen. Sounds like you made some pretty bad decisions with seven different men on top of that. I mean, on top of you, I guess. I don't know who would hit that, but anyway, Democrats can't stand Trump's success. Laura Ingraham, they're still stuck in fight Trump mode.
The trend seems to be turning against Democrats in this shutdown game. Is there any buyer's remorse from a Tim Kaine or any of the somewhat more reasonable Democrats?
Well, we're going to find out. I think privately they understand that by us having a clean CR here, basically we're not asking for any partisan riders. Just reopen the government, allow us to do appropriations bills. The Democrats are opposing that. Even the liberal media has a hard time covering for them. So I think they know they're on the wrong side of this issue. But I'm telling you, Laura, they're just still stuck in this place where it's fight Trump. It's the only play they have in the playbook, and they can't stand that he's on the world stage and winning. and Democrats in Washington are whining. That's it. Like, that's what's going on. President Trump is going to deliver essentially $15 trillion worth of new investment, manufacturing jobs, respect on the world stage, using all the leverage we have to actually get good deals for the American people, which are tariffs. That policy is bringing in revenue, getting better deals. And so the Democrats can't stand the success. All they know is to whine about Trump, but it didn't work for him before, and I don't think it's going to work now either.
Well, that's what this whole shutdown is. It's slowing down President Trump. And chaos is on the horizon. And, of course, this is what they want. They want the chaos. Here is a white liberal woman. Oh, she's not happy about Orange Man.
House. I just learned that I don't get to eat this month. I don't get my food stamps this month because a motherfucker in the White House, an orange motherfucker in the White House, wants a ballroom for $3 billion. I don't get to eat. What? My government is supposed to help me, not hurt me. Why is it hurting me? I just learned that I don't get to eat this month.
No, maybe you should call Chuck Schumer, and maybe you should get educated on the ballroom being privately funded, lady, and get a haircut. Okay. Man, it just goes on and on. Here is Mike Lawler slamming Madeline Dean and exposing Democrats' lie about the shutdown.
Now, this is a shutdown based on the Republicans going home. Mike, I would ask you to implore the Speaker to bring us back. 5 weeks in a row now, the Speaker has said all his Republican colleagues stay home. Why aren't we here? Why aren't we in D.C. negotiating that very thing? You know that that's what we should be doing.
Madeline, you know I love you, but you had an opportunity a month ago to vote to keep the government open and funded, and you voted no. The bill passed the House well over a month ago. It's been sitting in the Senate. It's been sitting in the Senate. Your two U.S. senators from Pennsylvania, by the way, John Fetterman and Dave McCormick, agree. They have both voted yes 12 times to keep the government open and funded.
This is a shutdown based on the Republicans going home.
Yeah, the narrative continues to collapse. Here's Senator Ted Cruz on it.
Those are direct. Their solution is what they call the Obamacare subsidies. You know what those are? Those are direct payments to a handful of giant health insurance companies. It's corporate welfare on steroids. And mind you, since Obamacare passed, the profits of the largest health insurance companies have more than doubled. That's what's happened. And so the Democrats are saying, hey, to the working people, your health insurance is going to keep going up and up and up and up. But we, the Democrats, we really want to give billions of dollars to health insurance companies who've doubled their profits because we're forcing people to buy a product even if they don't want to buy it.
Ted Cruz nailing it. If you remember that whistleblower video we played a couple days ago, who did the investigation, looked inside and found that all of these health insurance companies and hospital organizations, they're making billions of dollars on Obamacare. And they want that money to keep flowing. They want to keep that tap of cash going right into their banks. So it's really about those companies holding America hostage. Ted Cruz basically confirming what the whistleblower said earlier this week. Let's see. We have another one.
You know how many people I've seen sell food stamps to get their hair done, nails done, their toes done, buy an outfit to go to the club, drugs? A lot. If I've seen it, other people seen it. You know what? That's why people don't give two fucks. I've seen women get a new man. The man got the food stamp. Now, the food stamp is for her and her kids. The man has the food stamp card and he in the grocery store buying shit that he want. People see that shit. The what? They don't give two fucks. You know, some kids go to school and get breakfast and lunch, no dinner, because mama and I sold the food stamps for shit that she wanted. Dumb people don't give two fucks. And people are saying, well, what about my kids? Well, yeah, what about your kids when you had the food stamps? You out there selling them. What did you think about your children then? The fucked up shit that people do, people see that. So now people are like, I don't care. Life is about to start life for a lot of people. But don't get mad when people don't give two fucks. Because we see so many people out there abusing that shit that they be like, I don't give a shit. You know, what about my kids? What about your kids? When you was out there doing that fucked up shit with them food stamps, what about your kids then?
Yeah,
you know
how many F-bombs is she going to drop? My goodness. Here's a woman who has matched a master plan to start robbing people as they walk out of grocery stores.
Something gotta shake. So y'all, I'm just thinking, I gotta come up with a master plan. They didn't cut my food stamps. I'm down to my last pack of noodles and 2 bars of soap. Something gotta shake. I'm just trying to see when we going to get the groceries. I'm thinking tomorrow a good day. We can start tomorrow. I got a route for this. We gonna start that bitch off in New Temple. We gonna run that bitch through Wesley Chapel, swing that bitch down Bruce B. down. We gonna gas up in the city. We ain't gonna fuck with the city, because if we fuck with the city, them hoes gonna be ready to die about that shit.
Do you understand anything she's saying? I don't.
So we gonna leave them alone. Bring that bitch up round Brandon. Take that bitch through Riverview. Swing that bitch through Apollo. Depending on what time it is, we could take that bitch clean down Del Mabry. Wrap that bitch around Town and Country. We done. Whole thing is, I need a ride. I can't take my car. But I think that's a clean route. Y'all let me know if y'all fucking with it. So y'all, I'm just
yeah,
thinking.
I think I'm going to download the transcript of that and then run it through ChatGPT with the translator. I don't know, man. Apparently she's got a master plan. I'm not sure who understands the master plan. Ruben Gallego just got wrecked on CNN for his hypocritical stance on the shutdowns, reverting to a "but Trump" response. Of course they are.
I think my question is this. I mean, I take your point about these millions of people. The cost of living is incredibly high. But also, Republicans control the White House. They control the Senate. They control the House. And in the past, Democrats, when Republicans have tried to do something like this, Democrats have argued that the norms of our government should be that you negotiate policy outside of a government shutdown. I mean, I have, over many years covering Washington, people have said that over and over and over again. And now I have neighbors in the D.C. area who are both employed by the federal government who are having to use food banks. We are heading into Thanksgiving. Why is it suddenly right to do it this way and to do it for this long when it didn't used to be the right way in Democrats' view?
Oh, that's an easy answer. It's Donald Trump. You're talking about norms in the time of Donald Trump. It's also normal not for you to tear down
have spent so much time arguing about how maintaining those norms is actually incredibly important in the face of Donald Trump. It's all out the window.
It's all out the window, Casey. No, when you're dealing in the time with Donald Trump, this is the man that is like extorting people. He's literally, breaking every rules. We're not going to go back and play by the norms when we know that what's on the line is 24 million people are going to have their insurance rates premiums doubled. That's a new thing, by the way. And the fact is, the president and everyone expects us to play by these old norms.
Didn't Democrats kind of set that up in the bill that you passed, though, that these subsidies were going to expire?
When we passed the bills and back in the day as part of the Inflation Reduction Act, of course, we were trying to, maybe hope for the best that this country and our Republican colleagues would understand that raising insurance rates on people is a bad thing. I'm sorry they don't see it that way, but it's also not my job to make their job easier. My job.
But Trump. But Trump. A tale of two states. Virginia, Governor Youngkin, Republican, using state funds to cover SNAP benefits during the shutdown. Maryland, Governor Moore blames Trump instead of helping his own people. Democrats aren't your friend. They're using your pain as leverage.
SNAP benefits. Never seen a more potent display of the difference between Republicans and Democrats than what you're about to see.
To not pay the military, to not pay TSA, to not pay air traffic controllers, and to interrupt SNAP benefits for Virginians most in need.
Glenn Youngkin, Republican governor of Virginia.
For benefits like
Watch
SNAP
this.
to run
Pay
out.
attention
so
to
he
this.
says the state will pick up the bill for meal assistance.
The state of Virginia is going to step in and cover the benefits for a while. We have the financial resources to do it for a while, not forever.
Meanwhile,
wow, they have the financial resources to do it. You know why? Because they have all of our revenue. We have sent all of our revenue to Virginia. Their coffers are full with our revenue. Now, compare what Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin is doing. He's going to make sure that those people have SNAP, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background on that. Compare that to Governor Moore. This is Governor Moore, Democrat governor of Maryland, how he's approaching this.
Moore put out a statement. He says the Trump administration hasn't guaranteed states will be reimbursed for covering federal expenses like food benefits, which has been the case during previous shutdowns. The governor says, quote, "We will continue to do everything in our power to ensure the federal government follows the law and provides funding for the critical services that our families, our children, and our veterans rely on."
Now, this is interesting, and I've been telling you this for the longest time. Democrats are not your friends. For those people, oh, the Democrats are helping us. I have been telling you, if you listen to my program, I've been telling you over and over and over again, when you people are like, oh, well, we're going to provide expanded SNAP benefits and we're going to pay your rent and everything, they do that for moments like this. This is why they push those things, because this is leverage. Like the Democrats have explicitly said, this is leverage. And in a case where you have a Republican governor in Virginia, his priority is like, look, these people need these benefits. Let's get them fed. Governor Moore is thinking, how do we blame this on Trump? How do we leverage this? And I think there's another layer to this, by the way. I didn't even get to this. I personally feel like the Democrats are really twisting the knife, and they're mad at black people for not showing up for Kamala Harris. I promise you that's part of this. And so they feel like, oh, well, you guys get this. And you can already see on the people are talking about this. Well, you guys.
This ain't over yet, folks. Are you ready for this weekend? Are you ready? Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
Has 2.5 to 1 margin. The Capitol Hill press corps has tweeted more about the House calendar during the shutdown than the negative consequences of the Democrat shutdown, than the troubles that we have, the hardships that are being experienced because of the troop pay and WIC funding and flights grounded and SNAP funding. You guys are writing more about the House calendar than the real pain that's being inflicted on the American people, and that's why we have to come in and relay the simple facts. Now, there's a...
It's going down, folks. It's going down. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. My final thought is next. You see, this is economic warfare against American families. When you cut off food assistance for 42 million people overnight, you're not balancing a budget, you're lighting a fuse. The Democrats know exactly what they're doing. Create the crisis, watch the looting spread, then swoop in with the solution. Blame Trump. It's happening right now. Organized theft rings on Telegram, flash mobs, coordinating store hits, suburban grocery, hiring armed guards. They're boarding them up already. You see, the Democrats want the chaos. They need it because scared people surrender freedom for security every time. The riots that are going to be starting in Baltimore and Detroit and Chicago, get ready. That's only the appetizer. Wait until week 5 when the last can of soup runs out and the mob turns from stores to homes. So here's my question. Do you think that the SNAP shutdown is incompetence or intentional? Drop your answer below and make sure you grab some Next News gear while our merch shop still ships. Link to the description.